Hey guys, welcome to another video from the Parrot Bros. Now, as you guessed it, probably by the thumbnail and the amount of hinting I've done in the past couple of weeks, got myself a unit, didn't I? Oh, do you know how happy this makes me? I know the floor is a little bit wet at the moment. I rushed in here because once they said it was available, I just took it. They're fixing the roof at the moment. It doesn't really leak, it just drips, so it just kind of makes the concrete floor a bit wet, but better than working in a council garage, believe me. Now, this unit, this is something I've been wanting for an absolute lifetime. I think along with most of you car guys and girls, having your own workspace is the forefront, you know what I mean? Like, I wanted to move house and get a double garage, because then that way I'm at home with my family and I have a space to work and film all these wicked YouTube videos. The issue we have now is the mortgage rate has gone up so much that even if I wanted to borrow an extra 25 grand, it's going to cost me nearly double my mortgage to change my mortgage. So that's kind of out the window. And in the last couple of years, I've been sort of slowly working towards like moving and getting everything sorted in the background. And this has just absolutely halted all work. So I pushed ahead. I've been ringing literally everyone I could possibly think of to try and secure a unit, and then this beautiful place came available. Now, there is enough space for a couple of cars, an array of parts, and I'll get onto that a little bit more in a minute. But basically I want to convert it into a bit of a YouTube studio. I've called it the Parrot Bros Garage, but it is basically where I'm going to be working and filming the cars. Now, as you all know, I'm going to be putting the forged engine in the Nagaro Blue TT. Been wanting to do that for a long time, and this will allow me to start jobs, not finish them the same day, and still be able to continue filming the process, which is going to be amazing. It's actually dark outside while I'm filming this, which is again amazing. The lighting isn't very good. I am going to be working on that, but that is kind of where we are. Now, it's going to be a big video today. I'm going to talk through loads of stuff, my plans and stuff, so I've got some massive plans for this. By having stuff on the shelves, just parts that I've accrued over the time, I want to be able to offer, sometimes when your car's playing up, you're not quite sure what it is. I wanted to be able to have a few bits on the shelf, like a spare MAF, N75, different map sensors, and all these kind of stuff. So if in the future you wanted to be able to borrow one to see whether or not that's the fault, you'll be able to pay the postage. I'll send you one out, you can test it, send it back to us. Then if you need one, you know what to buy, rather than just spending all these money on aftermarket used, which may not be tested, all this stuff, you're wasting money. Whereas if we have a facility where you can borrow some, all you've got to do is pay the postage, which will be £3, £4, £5. You'll be able to use that to test it. Obviously, I will use tested ones. I'll put them on the shelf. And also we'll be able to do videos on the cars without getting wet, which will be absolutely amazing. I tell you what, let's show you how I want this place to be. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1. What do you think? Absolutely perfect. The Parrot Bros Garage. Got a car in here, got better lighting so you can see what I'm filming. How amazing is that? So, so basically, I've been working behind the scenes over the last few weeks to get this place sorted, ready to move into, make it the perfect YouTube studio, ready for filming. I've already got all the tools I need, because obviously I've had things in my shed, things in my van, things in my car, things in my garage. A generator, battery-powered tools. I've got a little heater behind you there, because, I don't know if you can see my breath, it's cold in here. I haven't put the heater on just because it's noisy and I want to film. But this is the perfect space for me to be able to do things on the floor. No, I'm not going to get a ramp. I'm still going to do things on the floor. I may get, I've got a jack and some other stands and bits and bobs to help me, but nice flat ground to work on. Absolutely perfect. So this will just allow me to be able to do that greater detail in the videos, be able to film a little bit more than I normally would, because usually I'm filming on a council garage or on a driveway. So if it starts raining, I snap a bolt, I run out of time, I've got to go and do the school run, whatever, I have to pack it all away and start again, which is just not on. I want to be able to take the channel to the next level for the community, for myself, do the builds I've always wanted to do, and I am absolutely ecstatic to share this with you. Now, the reason I sold my V6 along with my convertible and a few other things was to be able to secure the money to get this place. Now, this is not cheap. Like I said to you in previous videos, because we live near London, it is expensive. And I think if you start looking around now, storage facilities are becoming a lot more expensive. So By selling the V6, I've secured myself in here for 6 months, and I will be able to pay towards it going forwards, but it's not cheap. But perfect space for working, right? Okay guys, so I wanted to share something with you, and I've been asked about this a few times, and I've regularly put it off because I didn't feel like it was the right time for the channel and for myself, and with what's going on, I've just been getting by, and I've been creating as much content as I can whilst juggling obviously life, the weather, cars, parts, money, and all that great stuff. And the channel's always survived strength to strength, and it's got really big, and it's got such a brilliant community. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being a part of that and making it how great it is today. And everyone who joins and buys cars and becomes part of the community is just overwhelmed by how great it is. Now, what I'm gonna do now with this place is I want to reinvest my future and my time and all my videos, because obviously once they're online, they're there for good. And I want to build this community as strong as possible for as long as possible. Now, this unit is going to be a massive help because I'm going to be able to do it day, night, rain, snow, providing I can get here, parts, whatever. I've got the space, I can start a job, I can leave it. If anyone needs any specific videos, if I'm able to do it here on the car that I've got here, then I'll be able to do that, or I'll be able to, they say, oh, how do I remove something? I'll just get a video and film it and just send it to them because I've got the time and the space to do it. It'll also allow me to juggle my time that bit better, because usually, of course, I work full time, I work nights, I'm an electrician on the underground, so that's my night job, which then allows me to have some free time during the day. Now that's limited because of the weather, because of daylight, because of what my partner's working, I've got to look after my daughter, so all these things factor into the kind of videos I make, which is why sometimes I'll make videos where I'm sat in my office because it gets dark early, I run out of time, I have to do things in the evening. Now, this frees up quite a bit of my time, as you can imagine, because I can come here in the evening before work, I can come here when it's raining, I can come here when it's dark, and I've got great lighting. Now, I've been here a couple of weeks, done a load of painting, fitted the lighting, fitted some insulation because, I don't know if you can see that, but it's cold in here. I have got a heater, but of course I didn't want the heater on whilst filming because it's a little bit noisy, but it is the perfect space. Now it's raining outside, you can't tell. It's actually dark outside, you can't tell. And it is just the perfect space. Now I've got, as you can see, I've got my tools in the background. I've also got some stuff off camera to the side here. A load of parts which you see earlier, which is just fantastic. To have it all in one place is amazing. I've got lighting, I've got power, all things I've not had before, unless I'm doing stuff on my driveway praying it's not going to rain. Now, I've got loads of great things planned in for the channel, like I discussed with you earlier. I'm going to try and get a bank of parts, all tested and working, to try and help people out, because let's say you have an issue which you think might be the MAF, you've done what testing you can, and without going to the garage and spending quite a chunk of money, you may want to try a MAF. Now, to buy a genuine Bosch MAF is about 100 quid, depending on where you get it from. To buy an aftermarket one could be 40 to 60 quid, but you don't know that the aftermarket one's going to be great. So I wanted to be able to provide a service where you say, cover the postage cost. I'll work out obviously what that is. And I'll send it recorded to your house. You can plug it in, you can test it. If it works, great. If I've got spares, a donation to the channel. If I don't, I can obviously recommend recommended breakers who test stuff, but at least you know it's definitely that. Whereas at least if I send it to you, you plug it in, that doesn't work, you may have another issue, which then helps with the fault finding, and it saves you buying loads of sensors. Now, this isn't going to work for everyone, but it's just one of the little ideas I had. If I've got the space, I've got some stuff up on the shelf, or if any of you guys have got spares that you don't use because maybe you had a V6, now you've got a 225, and you want to reinvest it into the community, you're more than welcome to send me a few bits, sensors, whatever you think might break, headlight ballast, anything which is going to benefit the community. I'll put it up on the shelf and we can all enjoy that. Also worldwide, I mean, if you're happy to cover the shipping both ways, happy days. But that's just some of the, I've got a million and one ideas. Now I've got this space, but I don't want to run before I can walk. Now, the reason I'm doing this video and we're discussing this in this beautiful space is because I'm going to ask for some of your help. Now, this channel has been just plodding along. There is some revenue from it. I'm going to be completely transparent. I'm not hiding anything. The channel does make some money. It's never made enough money to actually make it worthwhile, and obviously it does not cover the amount of money I spend on editing equipment, because of course I want the videos to be as best they can be. I've got these posh mics so we get a nice sound. I've got a good camera so we get nice footage. And I've always reinvested everything I've earned from the channel back into making the channel as good as I can. Now, everything comes at a cost. Obviously, computers for editing and all this stuff, which is fine. The channel has always done all right, and plus I'm more than happy to spend a few quid each month on bits and bobs to make it that bit better. But now I've got this space. Of course, this space is a lot more than the channel makes each month, so there's a bit of a deficit, which I've always been happy to cover the deficit, but now it's that little bit more. I've been chatting with a few of you guys who knew I was moving in here, and they said to me, why don't you set up a Patreon? Now, if you don't know what that is, it is a way of supporting and contributing towards a channel or a creator in which to help the community, help the channel just kind of grow and to show your appreciation. I've had quite a few of you over the years say to me, oh, Dom, really helped out, really appreciate your content. Can I send you some money for a drink or to say thanks or for some parts or whatever? And I've kind of always said, oh, no, don't worry about it, because at the end of the day, I'm more than happy just to do it because I do it for the love. Now I'm sort of moving into this space and I want to be able to create better videos because the channel is just growing at such a rate that I want to be able to make it as good as I can for you guys, go in as in depth as I can, do the bigger videos. But I've always been struggling with space, lighting, weather, like I said. Now, I have thought long and hard about this, and I've been asked to do it in the past, but I've always just said no because I feel strange asking. But it's set at £5. I've discussed it with a few people and just said, look, it's a £5. And they've said that's a fair amount. I'm not asking for too much. It's enough to make a difference with the channel. What I'm going to do with the money, if you'd like to contribute, of course, is to go into the running of this place, the lighting. It's not going to go on car parts. It's not going to go on food. It's going to go straight back into the channel like I've invested all the original money from the YouTube, which you get on a monthly basis as well. Now, there's two ways of doing it. There's something called Patreon, which is like a subscription service where you pay £5 a month and they give me 90% of that £5. Or you can do it through YouTube membership, which is a little join button, hopefully down here somewhere on the video, where YouTube give me 70% of the £5. So of course the Patreon is a little bit more for the channel, but it is of course whatever you feel you'd like to do, if it is something you'd like to do and contribute towards the channel and the community, because I'm here obviously as a channel. I am yet Dom the Parrot Bros, it's me, and that's where you'll be contributing towards. However, my goal is the Mark 1 community and wider, if we can end up on the Mark 2s as well, because I feel like they have got quite a bit going to them. Obviously nothing in the near future because Mark 1s. But you never know what happens in the future once I've run out of making Mark 1 content because I bought them all. I mean, because there's none left, like all the other cars that were built in the 90s and the 80s. They just sort of vanished because I think they don't have the community that we have in the Mark 1. I mean, every time someone buys a car, Mark 1, they're like, wow, this community is great. They meet the people, everyone's so friendly. You come to meets, there's no animosity, there's no, don't like that, or everyone's really friendly. Oh, what have you done to your car? I really like that. Or it's not for me, but I can appreciate why you've done it. And I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. I've written down a few things because it's something I don't know how to explain it to you guys, and it's something I've been battling for a few weeks because it's not that I didn't really want to do it. I just have mixed feelings, as I know. I don't want to feel like I'm asking for handouts, but I'm asking for some help towards the running costs of this channel. And if you appreciate the channel and you've got value from the channel in the past, then you may feel like you want to give something back to the channel and the community to help sort of grow it and build it over the time. Now, what have we got here? No matter who or who doesn't contribute, we are still in this together and we're going to benefit from it going forwards because it's better for the community, and it has been an absolute pleasure to be a part of. Now, I think you can all appreciate that. The community is like no other. Everyone I speak to has always said this community is just unreal with help, support, online content from myself and others. Like I said, all donations will be used towards costs like rent, lighting, filming and event costs, because obviously we're going to try and introduce next year a couple of trophies, best in show, maybe furthest travelled, because I know some of you guys from Germany and Sweden and America want to come over, and which is epic. I mean, to do international would be fantastic, especially if we're going to do a trip next year to the Nürburgring. Just to see a line of TTs, all different reg plates from different countries, would just be unreal. Even if your steering wheels are on the wrong side, you know. Like I said, there's two different ways you can do it. If you would like to do it and you need some help, just drop us a message and I'll try and work out how to do it as well, because it's not something I've sort of done before. I do contribute towards a couple of other channels because I enjoy their content and I want to be able to help see them thrive. Because obviously some of you may not have done YouTube videos and don't realise quite what's involved in it, and it's quite time consuming, and as the channel grows, it becomes, instead of being a bit of a hobby, it becomes like a second full-time job. Now I've already got a full-time job, a family, and I'm trying to grow this, and it got to a point where I hit a level and I needed to get into a bigger space, have lighting, have cover, just because I want to create just such amazing videos with these beautiful cars. Like I said, I've set it at a £5 because there's no right or wrong figure. A £5 nowadays will barely get you a coffee or a meal deal, especially if you want to get that Christmas feast, the turkey feast sandwich from Marks and Spencer's, £4.95, £5. But any donations really help the channel, because obviously without you guys, I wouldn't be here. Without you watching the videos and asking all the questions, I wouldn't be making more and more content. So, like I said, all donations are greatly appreciated. There's no obligations to contribute. I don't want to exclude anyone. That's why I haven't made any benefits to joining the Patreon or joining the YouTube membership. It is solely for reinvesting into the community, because some channels offer things like early access to videos, special chats and all that kind of stuff, and I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to exclude everyone. I just wanted us to be all as one. If you can contribute, great. If you can't, great. I totally get it. But if you'd like to obviously support the channel and you felt some value in the channel over the years, then hey, I greatly appreciate it. I tell you what, should we give you a walk around, because I bet you're confused as to why I had the shelving and now I've got this lovely bit here. It's actually a bit of a camera trick. Let me just take you off the tripod and I'll show you around. This is one side of the unit. It's a bit of a weird shape. But this is going to be where we're going to be doing most of the filming. Now, I don't know how well this is going to pick it up, but I've got decent lighting in here. Got my toolbox. I'm slowly getting set up. Got a compressor. Got my whiteboard for drawing rules and notes and all that kind of great stuff. And that's about it. Now, moving on to the other side. This is where I'm going to have a storage of another vehicle. I've got my shelving with all my parts. Got spare tyres, wheels, another bench. Now, like I said, you've already got loads of parts. I've got a parts washer. These are all things that was actually given to me over the last few years. A sandblasting cabinet. Now, I've never been able to use that in the past, but that is definitely going to come in handy. And like I said, I've got loads of random spares, which I've just acquired over the years. I've got subframe, got lights, got bits of trim. I've probably got about 5 original airboxes. But all things that definitely could come in handy to someone. I've got random pipes, random brake calipers, some go-kart tyres. I've been that busy that I've not even used my go-kart. So there's my go-kart. This is my pals one. But I've not had a chance to even get out and do some more. I mean, I was hoping to do loads of go-kart content as well, because I feel like track days have got so expensive that it's just impossible to be able to do it now. And I mean, like last time I looked, let me just put you back on here. Last time I looked, a track day was like between 500 and 800 quid, which is horrific. I mean, a go-karting day is like 60 quid plus bits, so, and the fuel is like a tenner. And I want to be able to do videos on that, and obviously get you guys to come along, because it only costs you, I think it's like 5 or 10 quid to sign on, and you can have a go. You break it, you pay for it. Luckily, the bits are cheap. And all pretty generic rather than Audi parts. But time has just got away with me, because I've been trying, literally, I'll give you a bit of a look into my life. So obviously, I work Sunday to Thursday night. So during the day, I've got a bit of time. I wake up about lunchtime, and then I've got from lunchtime till maybe 3 if I'm picking up my daughter. So usually if the weather's good, I'll head down the garage, try and get some stuff done, depending on what job it is, depending on the weather, depending on what parts I've got. and all that kind of great stuff. I'll get my videos filmed, then I've got to come home, do all the family stuff, and then in the evening, before I go to work and everyone goes to bed, I'll do a little bit of video editing or some research or some answering questions, helping the community, whatever, posting videos on social, trying to build a general buzz, plan events, and all of that kind of great stuff. Now that has literally taken up so much of my time, just trying to keep afloat. Now I don't always do a video on a Wednesday, I don't always do a video on a Sunday. I do my best, and of course we're building the kit car as well at my brother's house. It's all been a bit mad, whereas at least here I can come up 3 hours. If I can't do something on this one, I'll have the Noggy Blue one on the other side. I'll be able to do some videos. I could do some videos. Just thought of another thing I wanted to do. I wanted to be able to show you guys how to test parts with a code reader or a VZDS or Vagcom or a Topdon or whatever the code reader you've got is, because you can live data. So you'll be able to, if I jack it up, spin a wheel, you'll be able to see that an ABS or wheel speed sensor is registering and how that works, how to check what air it's seeing through a MAF, how to check your coolant temperature sensor, and all these kind of things that it's quite hard to do outside, just to be able to just jack up and take things about and play. It just takes time, whereas in here, if I've got it jacked up, I can do multiple things, film different things, different angles. I've got good lighting, and it allows me to do that a bit more. So I want to still be able to create videos on a Wednesday, videos on a Sunday, and plan meets, plan trips. And next year, 2023, is going to be insane for the TT community. We are going to be doing so much. Obviously, tag along with what you can. We're going to try and go across the UK doing different things. Hopefully, I'll be in the Noggy. That's my plan. I'm going to do everything I can to the engine before I put it in the car. So it's just a case of only taking the car off a road for a short time to be able to do that, because technically that's my only taxed, insured, and MOT'd TT, unless someone wants to lend me one to go to shows in. Because I know a few of you have got more than one. Some of you may not have told your partners you've got more than one. But I mean, what a space. Drop down into the comments, let me know what you think of the space, what you would do, any ideas you've got for it on budget, because obviously money's tight, but made myself a sign. I like it. But yeah, let me know what you think, guys. Bit of an emotional one, bit of a strange one, but I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed seeing the Parrot Bros garage. I was going to call it Parrot Bros Palace, but I thought it sounded a bit weird. Enough of me talking. I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Bye for now.